At the same time, I'd love to see EDG give FPX a taste of their own medicine here. Use that Herald, as you say, for that pressure.
And I want to draw people's attention to where the game state was in game number 1 and game number 2 at this stage. We had tier 2 towers galore going across to FPX at this stage. That was where they were able to create these long lanes where minions could really start to snowball, pick up speed, and a lot more creeps per wave. But they don't have that opportunity this time around. This is dangerous though for Audi. He needs to get the hell out of here.
Audi's in a big old lump of trouble right here because Gimgoon's going to pop the world and he's already used his slice and dice. Flashes away though, blast cone available. Gimgoon gets the knock up in Tian. He's here, he's waiting. Dominus comes through, but you can't 1v3. Not just yet anyway. Doinb finally gets himself a kill.
So FPX are looking to trade the tower mid and this dragon for the play topside. They'll need to get more than just a kill if they want to make this even, but with this Rift Herald, it makes it very hard to trade for another tier 2 on the top side of the map.
Yeah, they can try and go for a tier 2 here, but they're gonna lose this Infernal Drake for sure. They lose the tier 1 guaranteed. And I really don't think Gimgoon has the pushing power just yet to make that tier 2 happen.
He should be able to. I actually think he might be fine here. Don't forget, Gimgoon is reasonably fed when compared to Audi, although there we go. That's the teleport coming through from Audi to try and keep it. So now you've got EDG who picked up the dragon. They understand the pressure that Gimgoon can create.
We're at 17 minutes sole point, Dagda. 17 minutes.
Insane.
EDG have gone, you know what? Sod the late game. We're drafting an early game comp. We're going to fight you, and we're going to take every single objective. They're doing exactly that. And now FPX are on a timer. Net mid laner is Rise. That's a late game carry.
And I love seeing this adoption from EDG. That's why these best of fives are amazing, because you get to go, okay, what can EDG bring out of the woodworks when they're put on the back foot? When they're one loss away from being knocked out of the playoffs? Well, they come out swinging. They come out with this amazing composition that they're pushing FPX to their limit on.
And I want to obviously point out, I just mentioned, obviously the mid laner is Rise here for FPX. So yes, they have a ton of late game prowess. You got an on-hit Varus there as well. So if they were able to get to that really late stage of the game, they will look incredibly tough. It's just a matter of if they ever make it to that point, because EDG, they shouldn't be looking to slow things down, but Scout could be in trouble. He's got his own realm walk, but he's kicked straight out of it. Doinb, tank of the tower though, means that they can't force the issue on this one, and Scout survives.
Tian is desperately trying to help out around these side lanes to get something back in FPX's favor, but it hasn't really netted them too much. Yes, a top lane turret, but Scout has been doing a good job of keeping pressure on this bottom lane. Now you've got the rest of EDG putting pressure on the rest, on everywhere else in the map. And Scout, yeah, TP's back in to keep Doinb at bay.
I love that from Scout. Denies the cannon as well as the tower for himself there. And my question to you now, Dagda, is, I just mentioned that FPX, they've got a lot of scaling on their side. What is it that EDG have to do to keep this ball rolling? Because now that the tier 1s are down and Baron's not available just yet, where did it go?
The next port of call for EDG is to try and knock down that top lane turret, because when you look at these split push scenarios, you want all the waves crashing at the same time, but the top lane tower is going to stop that from being the case. And especially when EDG have just invested both of their teleports to get out onto the map, to get this tempo advantage in their favor, they need to do something with it. But unfortunately, with the wave now pushed in a little bit further for Audi, he's not able to go aggressive on the top side. The wave is pushed too far deep on the bottom side for Scout to make anything happen with it. And FPX are able to clear out these waves, and with the double teleports that they have and Baron up in just a few moments, they can make these plays towards the big objectives with the countdown timer on the teleports of EDG's side.
Scout is looking fantastic on this Silas, by the way. He's really stepped up here for game number 3. He was playing more of the late game style carries in game 1 and game 2, but this time around with Silas, obviously Silas will do great in the late game, but it's these mid-game skirmishes, especially with a lead, that Silas is really going to shine. And EDG, they heard you loud and clear. They want this top tower.
Yeah, you can see Audi's starting to push it in. I like that Scout has also rotated over to try and make sure that if anything happens, they can fight the 5v5.
FPX want to stop this one. Doinb, he's got a realm warp, but he is completely denied, and he is popped immediately. Tower will fall, so will Gimgoon. Tian has arrived, but he's too late to the party. There's one for JJ, and Baron is on the map.
There's 3 gone for FPX. Unless LWX can make some sort of miracle steal, which should never happen, EDG can pick up the Baron. EDG are running around FPX.
And I really don't think that Doinby and Gimgoon realized the tower dive was happening right there. They try and stop the play, they try and defend the tower, but it goes so horribly awry. Now Crisp, he wants to contest, but Scout is here and he's found LWX. The Lantern pulls him to safety, but it's not that safe. There's a crocodile over the wall. They will back away, but the Baron will go the way of EDG.
And now they can start to try and make plays in these side lanes. FPX had the teleport advantage, burned it in that play, so EDG with their own teleports coming up can now look to make these side lanes heavily in their favor. And this is actually where I thought it's strange from FPX to commit so heavily to this. They don't spot how many people from EDG are up here, but with everything dark, Doinby committing this heavily onto a teleport to the top side, Gimgoon as well following up on that when you see multiple members. This was FPX just not respecting EDG's map movements and knowing that they could have made this play.
I feel like they realized they made a mistake and then doubled down on it anyway.
Yeah.
They were just like, all right, well, we win together, we lose together. It's time to fight this one, boys. Doinby cannot win this 1v1. Scout is making a mockery of him right now, but actually decides not to go for it.
You just needed a couple more seconds for the next round of Absconded to be up by Scout. That's when he was going to go in aggressive, which is why Doinby very quickly backs away.
But here we go, Baron buff in the pockets of EDG, and that means they can happily walk on up to these turrets. Tier 2 already gone in the bottom lane, remember, but Infernal Soul has just spawned.
I love how Mako is now playing this set as well. The criticism we had was him going a little bit deep. The previous times we've seen him in the set pick, but he's playing this keep away style, positioning right beside Hope. So if TN tries to come in for a Dragon's Kick, you've got the showstopper to pull TN away from his target and set EDG up for the turnaround play.
Well, with the Infernal Soul at 22 minutes
insane.
in the game. I'm sure a lot of you guys at home will have watched the charity speedrunners, the AGDQ guys. Well, this is LPL GDQ because these guys are not looking to stop anytime soon. They're not going to be looking to pause and reset. They're looking to end this as fast as possible.
And this is incredible from EDG because I started to look at our notes and I was like, I don't even have it written down how quickly EDG win because it was just such a non-factor in the way that this team played. They were the late game team fighters. They wanted to hang on until those later stages. It's FPX who are the fastest team in the league, but EDG are putting on a show as to how you actually want to try and close these games out as fast as possible.
EDG are wearing their Phoenix hats right now and they want to fight underneath the tower. Crisp is trying to tank up Gimgoon as well, but they just don't have the health bars. Audi having to tank as a double goes the way of Hope. We wanted him to step up, and step up he has for game number 3. Down goes the inhibitor with the death timers at 40 seconds. This is game 3, going the way of EDG. LWX and Crisp against the world right now, and with the Baron buff, there's nothing they can do. In fact, Fountain diving Scout, he might just have committed suicide here, but in fact he survives. Will finally drop to an arrow of LWX.
This is only 23 minutes though. Respawns are coming in quick.
Respawns are coming quick, but Chris
Doesn't matter.
falls and it's not going to happen. Another one for Hope, another for Audi, and game 3 for EDG.
At 24 minutes as well.
Let's go, EDG. This is what I wanted. This is the late game team fighting team. This is not the way that EDG wins.
How? Where was this EDG all split? This is incredible. This is the team that we saw against Top way back at the start of the split. And they look incredible. Playing through side lanes, 4 versus 2 dives on the bottom side of the map. Plays on the top side to catch FPX unaware. EDG on an absolute burner.
And now, looking towards game number 4, it's like, maybe FPX also drafts a super early composition, and maybe we just have a brawl on our hands. I would love to see it, but Scout on this Silas looked amazing. Audi on the Renekton definitely knows how to push the advantage, but most importantly, Hope on this Kalista finally got his chance to show why they're prioritizing this pick.
I want to take this right the way back though, because EDG made these plays off of the teleport being gone on Doinby. That was the whole catalyst for this, which makes it even more impressive. It was, Doinby has no flash. Rise has to play back that little bit further because he's a bit worried about Abscond. Ducked from Silas for Scout to get onto him, set up for JJ to get that kill. So Scout gets the push. They then make this super early dive bot. They're picking up kills there. Then the repeat gank as well when Hope comes in, or not when Hope, when LWX comes in with the teleport once again. The rinse and repeat. And that was the snowball. That's what started this all churning. And EDG just picking off towers across the map, trading up at all points in time. And JJ getting to display his excellent objective control when ahead.
And do you know what? Game number 1 and 2, it was the 20-minute mark where FPX would have like about a 2k gold lead and they'd start to push things towards a victory. It was the 22-minute mark where EDG started to end the game here in game number 3. Scout on the Silas, top in the damage chart, almost double what Doonby brought to the table. This was a miraculous game 3 performance from EDG, and I'm hoping they can keep this ball rolling now. I'm hoping for 5 games.
So am I, especially after a performance like that. EDG, that was incredible. And we talked about FPX not being infallible. Well, they just picked apart every weakness of FPX. I said this, FPX are doing this to EDG. Well, EDG say, hey, look, we can just answer back so effectively.
I said it earlier on about FPX, but it's EDG that say anything you can do, we can do better. Play the exact style that FPX know and love and use it against them. And I think FPX were kind of taken aback in this game. It felt like around 10 minutes they were sort of like, what's going on here? We're meant to be the ones setting the tempo. They were the ones chasing the plays. They tried to make the play on the top side to kind of regain control of the game, and it all just fell apart.
Yeah, and you could even see that they weren't expecting EDG to be as quick to the ball as they were. Where you've got this double teleport from Gimgoon and Doinby in the top lane, well, that was supposed to be, oh, well, Doinby's getting bound on the map. He's going to be pushing at this wave to stop that turret going down. FPX thinks this is all hunky-dory, but EDG are sitting in a bush waiting for them. Collapse, kill, Baron, end the game. That was amazing from EDG.
It was like a perfect storm, that top lane play, honestly, for EDG. And hunky-dory it was not for FPX. We're going to game 4. We'll see if EDG can push us all the way here in game number 4, or if FPX have another trick up their sleeve. We'll find out right after the break.
会是一个伏笔啊，
有可能有伏笔，这几个人状态太差了，
但是还是要硬打，因为他们的主 C 旧梦是一个满血，他们要真打龙吗？
东北先控制，背上已经被秒了，看看啊，这波 EDG 能不能去接这波大龙？他成功的去接了吗？3兄弟的显现，剑魔还在不停的去吸收一个伤害，超控住3个人，恶意中把摆2个，飞机被秒了，大脸也倒在地上，我的天哪！女枪一个大招想覆盖吗？没办法，他被找到了，夸抓 Q 的厄斐琉斯。白刀的厄斐琉斯，这2个人戳龙戳的太快了。
是，但这波直接 TT 了，苏木身上是有羊的，羊来直接召唤出来，这个位置非常的不错，但第一时间发动一个大招，直接打断了对面。但牙膏的一个进场还是收下了对方2颗人头，同时再利用闪现拉开身位，这一波赖子虽然进场打出了不错的控制效果，但是队友已经全部倒下了。京东这一波又是可以乘胜追击，
一波大获全胜，还能再追最后的赖斯。真假猴，假猴先留人，真猴快走，看看能不能走掉呢？猫咪还给他不停的加速，做梦营造了一个强体，他可以撞了吗？可以撞了，直接将其顶起。
打野的闪现感觉还是挺赚的，中路赖特想追，一个净化器交出来被阿闪了，赖特阿闪回去只会被秒掉。
看一下后续，小段这里也被杀，熊熊这里再一次被弱者推散给推到，不过没有技能可以跟了。
皮纳特，他们是相对来说是最肉的一个人。想先控谁？先控厄斐琉斯。厄斐琉斯没被这个头锤顶起来，自己反而是 Zoom 的位置并不是很好，一个行为眼睛没有打到 Zoom， 前排已经先倒了一个巴泽，蓝色方老爹要全员撤退了，又可以交出自己的闪现，后面还有一个 EZ， 身上带了一个猫咪，还在不停的去拉扯，EZ这波非常灵活，又直接把他精准的 Q 技能先行秒掉了黄金，杨令身形落下来，2个人在残血的情况下瞄准一个猴子，猴子一丝血换掉了千珏，没有问题，但是 EZ 现在已经进入他一个收割的模式，又一发 Q 技能收掉了厄斐琉斯 Triple Q 的 Loken。 这波 Missy 显得也比较紧张，是吧？又是想勾去铁男，关注了 Missy， 关注了悲伤在小黑屋里，
但悲伤这边很灵活呀，要去杀他比较困难。
哎呦，但是他
悲伤好像要被黄出来之后怎么说？黄一个天崩地裂，再一个 Q 直接戳死了悲伤。
而在正面我们看一看后排的一个团战，看一下后普哥被恐惧了，同时厄斐琉斯交出自己的水银时代，想开始一个收割的一个节奏。
厄斐琉斯征服的触发很猛，奥迪出来之后
一个 Q 闪带走了一个梦魇，哇！这波又是一波单杀，看一下最后只剩厄斐琉斯，这波奥迪再度立功。
Focused on the win, what you say, boy? Come again, hey, please come again. I like we ain't poppin', hey, who gon' stop us now? 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 Who gon' stop us now?
Coming for the top, boy, who gon' say a word to stop us? Climbing up so high that you gon' need a bird to watch us, boy, that's way up. We serving L's to those with nerves to mock us, boy, don't play us. The vibes you got get blocked, approach us proper. Them dudes got majors ambitions, we ain't going for birdie. Legends in the making, dog, you watching 30 for 30. I keep a prayer for the fake, got the real and dodge the snakes. Only mamba I rock with got 24 on the jersey. You about to witness something legendary. Ooh, I think they blind, they tryna see us, that's imaginary. You done lost your mind, sleeping on the squad, don't fit no competition. Hold up, slept on our greatness long enough, now we gon' run a score up. We tryna see the trophy pass around, confetti on the cap and gowns. Focused on the dub, but we not backing down. How you gon' stop the plan of God when he marching with the squad? Look at me, this RMG, and we the captains now.
We been in the gym, yeah, we been in the gym. Focused on the win, what you say, boy? Come again, hey, please come again. I like we ain't poppin', hey, who gon' stop us now? 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 Who gon' stop us now?
Stop us, I've been in the gym and I'm flexing monsters. Run up and check like a marathon, saying we gon' lose, it's like speaking nonsense. Not conscious how these jabs sting like I bang choppers, boy I slang liners like Steph Curry. They Usain John and I am the game like my name Harlem. Who gon' step and say his name? Return the kick like Devin Hester. In the end zone flexing. I'm talking harder than the reverend. Don't wanna hit it, it was destined. I train harder than a legend. Need a trophy, I ain't resting. Ate a bag just for breakfast.
Yeah, ate a bag just for breakfast. And I rap it that was flexing. Spit the bones out of catfish. But I swallowed up the necklace. Trying to make sure you cleared all the threats. Better put me on the checklist. I ain't playing. I repeat it till they all get the message. Yeah. There'll never be another one that can't. I throw everything. The kitchen the same. The toilet, the plumbing. I still come and smell it like potpourri. Y'all gotta know when you get to the studio. I've been focused, I've been going. You been knowing now I'm not the one to sleep on. I burned down the room like I hopped on a dragon trying to get the iron on. Yeah, we been in the gym. Focused on the win. What you say, boy? Come again. Hey, please come again. I like we ain't poppin'. Hey, who gon' stop us now? 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 Stop us now. 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 Stop us now.
我们上一场打2人的话，我们的版本理解度比之前高了一点吧。然后接下来的话，我们可能要调整一下我们的个人实力跟团队配合吧。我们一直以来的目标是冠军。
They're looking good for the championship if they can keep game number 3's performance up, but that's going to be the big question mark. My name is Multiples. I'm joined by Dagda as we head towards game number 4. EDG come flying out of the gates here in game number 3. They felt like they were nowhere to be seen towards the mid-game in game number 1 and 2. FPX just ran away with things, but game number 3, they're like, we're not having a mid-game. We're just going to play early game only.
They finished the game in 24 minutes. Like, you don't even hit the point where you're like, oh yeah, well, second to third items coming through, yada, yada, yada. No, it's over. This was insane performance from EDG, and I'm delighted to finally see them get a score on the board, but we need to see it continue. This is not a one-trick pony. EDG need to now adapt again in this series and see if they can take it to FPX.
Yeah, because you know that FPX are going to adapt. Like, that is how FPX function as a squad. They are going to have another answer. And like I said before the break, I'm hoping that this means we have a bit of a brawl on our hands. I'm hoping both teams will go for these early game compositions, but that remains to be seen. First, let's talk MVPs, because obviously this time around it's going over to the EDG squad. It's going to be Scout, and his Silas just looked amazing, taking DoingB on, even getting a solo kill later on.
And as well, having that push in the early game to set up for that dive on the bottom side of the map. It was non-stop pressure from the mid laner of EDG, a well-earned MVP, and it feels like when Scout shines, EDG are radiating confidence, and this is how we saw this game just play out.
And then, I mean, it's 23 minutes in, and they're just like, all right, dive the inhibs, force the end of the game. The confidence to make this play, but look at the gold lead as well. They were 9,000 gold up just beyond the 20-minute mark. That is
Infernal Soul. It was everything.
Like literally speed ran the souls, speed ran the goal lead, and then they make it to that late game, or not even late game, but it felt like they were at the late game stage, and FPX, they'd still barely passed 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was an absolutely insane performance, and we talked about, hey, look, JJ, great on these objective controls. It's what set up for that early Inferno. So we look towards the likes of being able to play towards this bottom side of the map with Scout looking a lot better, even on the blind pick mid laner as well, don't forget. So this was where Scout had opted into just, I'm going to play Silas regardless of what you do, and thanks to that early flash that was burnt, they come out on top. So now we've got to see, as we start to go in towards this draft, do you see FPX going, okay, well, we don't have a problem with the Silas. We're okay if you want to go for this again. It was more flash being burnt. We'll make sure we do our due diligence with wards to begin things. Or do they just go, nah, bud, we're not having any of this. Silas is gone. Early game champions for this mid laner are gone. We don't want to deal with your 4 versus 2 in the bot side.
We'll see where FPX go in this draft, because I expect them to change things up. But we'll have to bear in mind this is FPX. They are by no means an unconfident team. I wouldn't be too surprised to see them just go with the same draft again and go, we're going to take the same game the second time, and we're going to show you how it's done this time around. But bear in mind, we could be swapping sides.
We are swapping. FPX will be on blue side. So we will see a little bit of a difference coming in here where you can still get the counter pick coming through for EDG, but it definitely feels like when we started this game, the priority on this Kalista pick has been super high on both squads, so I think it is going to be FPX trying to secure that one for themselves. And when you've seen EDG are just not wanting to play this Taric support whatsoever, maybe this gives the opportunity for FPX to pick up